Yes, everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be looking at 5 signings that Manchester United could make. I didn't do that, did I? Should do that. 5 signings that United could make. Obviously, Jadon Sancho is seemingly Manchester United's number one priority, but I think we'd also agree that just one signing isn't going to be enough for us this summer. If United want to compete, we need to strengthen in multiple areas, and I think right winger has to be our priority. But there's also a very strong argument to strengthen the midfield and possibly even try and find a replacement for Nemanja Matic, possibly sign someone at centre-half. And I think we also need some backup in midfield as well. And I'm not going to quite get into the Paul Pogba stuff, but Pirlo coming out and Raiola start chirping up. I am a little worried that you might be seeing some real movement on Paul Pogba. If that happens, he needs replacing, and that's going to be very difficult. But as it stands at the moment, first priority for United, it's obviously right winger, and it's obviously Jadon Sancho. Now, there is no doubt why he is the main Manchester United target. 20 goals, 18 assists, 2.7 key passes per 90, 3 successful dribbles per 90. His ability is boosted by excellent decision making. Seems to always make the right decision in and around the box. If he falls through, and I think there's a real opportunity that could, or a real possibility that could. I don't think, it's certainly not done. Here's the thing, right? People go, do we want him? Yeah. Does he want us? Yeah. Okay, make the thing happen. It is more complicated than that, and it is more complicated than that when it's going to be in excess of 100 million. If that falls through for any reason, then United needs to be looking at Buendia. Only Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish and Trent created more chances than Buendia in the season in the Premier League, who ended it on 83. Now, a team as shit as Norwich were, that's unbelievable. In terms of the top 10 chances created, only Kevin De Bruyne created a chance more frequently than Buendia, creating a chance every 20 minutes to Buendia's 30. He also got 8 assists, but he was in a completely misfiring team. Only Pukki and Cantwell registered more than 3 goals for Norwich this season. So in a better team, you would expect those numbers to absolutely fly up. And he should be available pretty cheap, as Norwich are about to get relegated. Centre-half. Now, I think Victor Lindelof has probably come in for some unfair criticism, but he's also come in for some fair criticism. And so has Maguire. Neither of them have been perfect. And he's a player that I've liked for a while. He had a fantastic game this week in the Champions League, and he's going to cost a lot of money. Now, we have been linked with a move for Gabriel Koulibaly. However, I don't think either of those two are the options United should be looking at. We seem to be going for a younger profile of player, someone that's going to grow into their role and into the team. And it's got to be Upamecano. So yes, he's had a couple of knee problems. I think he'd be a fantastic partner for Harry Maguire. He's a young centre-back with unbelievable ability. And he's also got just unbelievable raw athleticism that Lindelof and Maguire both lack on the field. He has just signed a new deal to keep him there till 2023, but contracts mean fuck all. And what might have been inserted into that new contract is a get-out clause if someone comes in for him or something along those lines. If the price of him is too high and they've been quoting some daft money for him, then you could look a little bit closer at home. And to be honest, I think a more realistic option could be Ben White. So he enjoyed a breakout season on loan at Leeds, and Leeds fans are going to hate this, but good. At Leeds in the Championship, he started all 46 games, showing that he's got that level of fitness and consistency to partner Harry Maguire in defence. 84.6% pass accuracy. He's comfortable on the ball, which you've got to be in a Bielsa system anyway. 2.8 aerial duels won per game. He's got 2 years left on his contracts, and obviously it's the bonus of annoying Leeds fans as well. Ben's a good player. To play in that system with Bielsa, you know that he's going to be under a lot of pressure. You know that he's going to be able to deal with having to play football. You know that he's going to be able to do a lot of movement back and forwards, playing a high line, and getting back and getting into position. This is sort of... It's not the same system, but there's pressures that are replicated with playing for United that you get for playing for Bielsa. It's a massive step up from being top of the Championship to being top of the Premier League, but it could be a very, very cheap option. And as he's shown, something that none of our backup centre-backs, from Eric Bailly, Axel Tuanzebe, Phil Jones, none of them have got any sort of resiliency to go through a full season without getting injured. Ben White does. Defensive midfield. The man United needs replacing. Maybe not even fully for Nemanja Matic. Maybe we want to go with someone that's a pure destroyer in that hole. Indeed is the dream signing. 7 combined tackles and interceptions per 90. He's improved his passing as well, up from 79.9 last season to 85.1 this season. Possibly a Brendan Rodgers thing. Leicester are going to ask for a bananas price. We saw how much they wanted for Maguire. It was nuts. We know how much that they want for Maddison. It's fucking crazy. It's going to be exactly the same sort of thing for Ndidi. You go into any team in the top 6 in the Premier League, they're going to ask for mad money. And they're going to ask for mad money for someone like Ndidi because he's worth it. A more realistic option could be Thomas Partey. €50 million release clause. He's 27. He's got experience in La Liga. He's got a lot of experience in the Champions League. He's versatile. He can play in defensive midfield. He's also filled in at right back in the past in the Champions League. He's just a good all-round footballer. Heavily linked with Arsenal. But don't let that put you off. He is a good player. I think he could do a real good job for United. I think there's times when he stands out because of the sort of player that he is. Coming against certain sorts of defences and certain sorts of attacks, he looks like a world beater. But I think in this United team, if we've still got Paul Pogba and if we've still got Bruno, those are quite attacking options. I think him coming in as the number 6, where all he's got to do is break things up and play a simple ball to those two, he'll do that all day long. And I think it'd be fantastic. And just over £40 million? It's a steal. And an extra midfielder. Now, the links with Jack Grealish and the links with Van der Beek, I don't get them, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I don't understand where those desires to sign those players come from. On one hand, I go, okay, Solskjaer needs reinforcements. We saw how the squad limped over the line. There would definitely be times when all of these players play, but I don't necessarily see where they fit into a starting 11. So Jack Grealish seems like Villa are now pricing him out of a move. £80 million just not going to happen. If it was the rumoured 40 million, if they got relegated, that's a very good deal, and I'm happy for that. But twice that, it's just not happening. Van der Beek's obviously another one that's on the cards, and I can understand the reasons why. This is a guy that plays football. Are either of those potentials for if Pogba goes? Are we sort of like warming them up for if Pogba moves on? A better value for money signing, and someone that I've obviously raved on about, and he is more in the Matic direct replacement mould. He couldn't play as an 8. I also think he could play as a 6 behind those two players, but he's definitely very much an 8. He basically, if you've not seen him, and you've not seen enough of him, he's basically like what Ander Herrera thinks he is on his very best day. He's basically Ander Herrera, but more athletic, better on the ball. It's just better. It's just a better version of Ander Herrera, and that's Saul Niguez. 7 goals this season, 4.4 tackles and interceptions, 3.4 aerial duels won, 79.3% pass accuracy, because he does try and push it forward a little bit, and he is a little bit more adventurous with it in that midfield. A proper dominant midfielder, controls midfield, which is everything that Manchester United get out of Nemanja Matic when he's fresh. But it's a young lad that can do it. And for the money that's being talked about for him, happy days. So he's one that like I've loved for a long time. He's certainly one that I could see slotting in at United very well, and probably become a cult hero as well because of the way that he plays the game. I also think that we're in for a backup striker with Ighalo's loan set to end. It doesn't look like we're going to be trying to make him permanent. I definitely think we're going to be up in the mix for a backup striker at a low price. Now, in looking for a target, United might have to try and use the coronavirus to our advantage where we can. And according to Marca, due to financial difficulties, Valencia have informed Javi Garcia that anyone in the team is possible for being sold. Pereo and Coquelin, so many others are going for single-digit millions, which is nuts. So it could open the door for us to sign someone like Maxi Gomez, 24 years of age, 10 goals, 2 assists in 33 games. 3.7 aerial duels, 1 per 90 is meaty. Valencia have mega underperformed, but he registered 30 goals and 9 assists in 71 league games for Celta Vigo. We got the creativity of Fernandes, Pogba. He could be a totally different option for us. They're interested in Andres Pereira supposedly as well, so maybe that's our little bargaining chip to get him over the line. We get something off the books and they get something they want, and we get something we want. You're not just going to sign world beaters in every single position, including backups. You have to look at what's out there in the market, and I think Maxi Gomez is a pretty decent shout for it. So that's my... It was more than 5, let's be honest. But that's my 5 sort of areas that I think United could go with. A bit of an option A and a bit of an option B. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who do you think's the ones that we need to be looking at getting over the line as soon as Sancho is either on and done or off? And do we need to start looking at possible alternatives? Someone like Saul on that mix, who's had a very good season. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.